When Jesus spoke those words, he did so from the awareness that we have an unlimited source of light. The indwelling Christ is represented in the symbol of light. We light the Christ candle, a reminder of our responsibility to keep our own light brightly shining. We invite everyone who's joining us remotely to create a sacred space right where you are by lighting your own Christ candle. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Columbus. My name is Nan Cudahan and it's my great joy to be your platform assistant this morning. Our minister is Reverend Dan Holloway and our speaker today is Sensei Glenn. We're so glad to have all of you with us, whether you're joining us in person or watching us virtually. Know that everyone is part of our community. Please join me in affirming our statement of faith together. I will say it once and ask you to repeat it after me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, all love. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, all love. I invite you to close your eyes just for a moment. Take a deep breath and focus your mind on one thought in that statement. Hold it in consciousness. From the consciousness of that one thought, let us again affirm our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, all love. Unity is a way of life. We work together in divine partnership with one another and with spirit to achieve this vision. United in spirit, we are a loving community, co-creating a world of peace, abundance, and joy for all. We are a mission-centric, value-focused ministry. Through our services, classes, and other programs, we fulfill this mission. With God as our source, Unity of Columbus inspires people to realize and express their divine nature in an awakening world. I'll ask that you repeat that after me. With God as our source, Unity of Columbus inspires people to realize and express their divine nature in an awakening world. Answering the call of spirit, we are creative, authentic, learning, and loving. These are our core values, the DNA of our spiritual community. Will you join me in affirming, I answer the call of spirit together? I answer the call of spirit. Unity is the publisher of the Daily Word magazine. Our daily word for today is gratitude. Gratitude is my natural state of mind. What a joy it is to feel gratitude rising from my heart and filling my mind. Feeling grateful makes me aware of the all-encompassing presence of God, including the divine within me. When I live from my spiritual nature, gratitude becomes the song of my heart. I don't need to wait for a reason to feel grateful. When I live with an attitude of gratitude, I find the good in every situation, the blessing that can come from any adversity, and the presence of God in every aspect of my life. Practicing gratitude opens my eyes to the blessings that are present and opens my heart to receive even more. I give thanks for an unlimited world, blissful peace, and perfect wholeness. And the reading is from Psalms 95:2. Let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make a joyful noise to him with songs of praise. Affirmative prayer is the foundation of all we do here at Unity. If you have a prayer request, please drop it in the prayer box, which is in the lobby just outside the sanctuary. Also, you can call Unity for prayer requests. Their phone number is 1-816-969-2000 for one-on-one support with Silent Unity. Let us take a moment now to pray as a community. We open the way experiencing the presence of God by letting go of the past. We can choose this moment to be free through the gift and blessing of forgiveness. I invite you to affirm after me, I forgive and I am free. Together, I forgive and I am free. And so we are free to pray with and for others. We join in heart and mind with Silent Unity, holding the high watch for our world, our community, and ourselves. We know that all prayers are answered, and it is not the I, but the Christ within that does the work. With God as our source, we let go and give thanks for this opportunity to commune from our innermost self, to pray together. Thank you, God. Amen.
It worked a second ago. What did I do?
There we go. Forgot there was a switch on the mic. We have a Buddhist giving our message today, so I wanted to come up with Buddhist-friendly music. In the silence, there. I'm sorry. I'm choked up already. In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself. In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I pray for these precious moments I find God, I find myself.
The meditation this morning, I wanted to lead what we do as the kind of introduction to Buddhist meditation, is called mindfulness practice. So we'll take you through that and practice for just a moment. First, lightly close your eyes. So you're not shutting out everything, but just dim it down. And focus your thoughts on your breath. You're not trying to control your breath or slow it down or anything like that. Just focus on it as it is. And as you breathe in, just say silently to yourself, I am breathing in. And as you breathe out, say quietly, I am breathing out. And let that be your entire focus. Breathing in, breathing out. When other thoughts arise, just let go of them. And come back to that statement. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Let's sit quietly for a moment and just go through that practice. Thank you.
You will do amazing things. All the places you will go, and the people you will know. The worry when or where or how, you don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
Good morning again. Wanted to make a preface to my statements by saying that what I'm going to say here today is talking from a Buddhist perspective, which is not to say is better or worse or even equal to what anybody else believes. Indeed, Siddhartha Gautama, who we call the Buddha, says in a sutra, a scripture that we call the Small Discourse on Arguments, those who cling to their own view take joy in presenting themselves as being the only expert. They say, if you believe this, you are wise, but if you deny it, you are a fool. Arguing, they say of each other, that one is a fool. What can be the truth, since all these present themselves as the only expert? If by not agreeing with another's philosophy you're a fool, then aren't we all fools, since each clings to their own view? I never declare this is the truth. What one says is truth, another says is void or false. Never able to agree. Why do people dispute about truth? Have many different truths appeared, or do they follow their own speculation? So I never teach anything as the truth, only what we believe. I have to say, when I received the information for today and looked at the primary focus of the month of August, it said omnipotence. And I said, oh crap. You see, we Buddhists don't do omnipotence at all. We're focused in the day-to-day world. The great Western philosopher William James, one of the founders of Western pragmatism, was heavily influenced by Buddhist thought. And he said, when addressing the concept of truth, he said, the final truth will not be known until the last being has had their last experience. And that's pretty much the Buddhist view. So until that time gets here, there's no such thing as omnipotence for us in this world. But then I saw that the secondary topic for the month was mind. And I said, oh, okay, we got this one. We're big on mind. As a matter of fact, the first 2 verses of the Dhammapada, which is part of our scriptures, read, all the phenomena of existence have mind as their precursor, mind as their supreme leader, and of mind are they made. If you speak or act with an impure mind, suffering follows you as the wheel follows the chariot. As the wheel follows the horse of the chariot. All phenomena of existence have mind as their precursor, mind as their supreme leader, and of mind are they made. If you act and speak with a pure mind, happiness follows you like the shadow that never leaves. There is often a misconception about Buddhist teaching that we teach that nothing is real and everything is just the illusion that we create in our mind. No, we're not the Matrix. Reality is reality. But what we do teach is that what we are reacting to, what we are interacting with, is not the actual reality that exists, but rather our perception of it. We have a teaching called the 5 skandhas, which means skandha translates as heap or bundle. And what they are the constituents of the reality that we interact with. The first of them is form. And form is that thing which actually exists in reality. This pulpit. Then there is sensation, which is the physical perception of that form. The sight of it coming through my eyes. The feel of it as I touch it. The sound of it as I pound it. My dad was a Presbyterian minister and used to love pounding the pulpit. The third is perception. Because we separate that actual sensation, the electric impulse that comes in through our sense organs, from the perception of defining that thing. So now I can say, pulpit. The fourth is mental formations. And mental formations is a weird one that is really purely Buddhist. But what it is saying, once we perceive an object, we interpret it. We give value to it based on the things that we have learned, based on our culture, based on our prejudices. We change the value and the interpretation of that object. And the final is consciousness, where we actually now physically interact with that object. Consciousness in Buddhism is also slightly weird because it's one of the 6 senses. You see, in Buddhist and Hindu thought, we don't just have 5 senses, we have 6. We have sight, we have sound, we have touch, we have taste.
Hearing.
We have hearing, thank you. I knew I was forgetting one. And we have thought. So all of those are considered sense objects. So we don't interact with the true reality around us. We interact with our valuation, our perception. On the way here, I was thinking of an example in Christianity, and the cross came to mind. In Protestantism, the cross is almost always presented as the bare cross. In Catholicism, it's almost always presented as the crucifix. Both bodies teach that that symbol is a triumphant sign. But Protestantism views the crucifix as, oh no, that's during the sacrifice. That's not triumphant yet. It's only when he comes down from the cross and arises that we have triumph. Now, does a crucifix or a bare cross, in its inherent reality, mean either of those things? No. They're simply objects. But we, from our cultural upbringing, place those values on them. I grew up down south, deep in the heart of the Baptist world. And when we saw a crucifix, the immediate thought was, damn Catholics. Because that was the only place you saw it. It had that immediate prejudice in us. Not the bloody thing wrong with it of itself, but we had this interpretation of it that immediately presented itself as a bias against the people wearing it. And that's what the Buddha was saying in the verses that I read. That's why we say mind is precursor. Because it is the values that we place on things in our mind that lead to our own dissatisfaction, suffering, or happiness and joy. It's not the objects themselves. Musical notes of themselves are simply sounds. Some people enjoy 12-tone atonality. Personally, it drives me up a friggin' wall. I can't stand it. I played jazz when I was younger. And triple Z jazz was becoming popular when I was a young man. It was crap. I could not stand. Jazz was supposed to have a tune. You improvised around that tune, but it was still there. But other people loved it and got great joy out of it. Is either of those a right or wrong view? No. But because I was brought up with big band, that's what I enjoyed. That's what brought me happiness. And this other thing that was growing up did not. It brought me suffering. Suffering followed me when I heard it, as the chariot follows the horse. Not because of anything about it, but because of my perception. And what that also means is that we have the power ourselves to change our perception. to let go of our biases and to say, no, I'm not going to say that this is bad or evil. I'm simply going to look at it again and see. Is this just my perception? Or is it causing suffering? In one of the great scriptures, called the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha was asked by a tribe of people that he was visiting. They said, hey teacher, we get lots of teachers coming through here, and they're all teaching something different, and they contradict each other. How do we tell which of them is true? And he basically ignored the question altogether, which he was very good at doing, by the way. And he said, don't worry about truth. Look at the results of the teachings. Do they bring about harm? Do they bring about suffering, dissatisfaction? If they do, then let go of them. Don't follow them. But if they lead to the reduction of suffering, to the increase of joy, then follow them and do those things. It is completely in our minds, in our power, that we have the ability to look at things not through the biases that we've been brought up in, but through that simple question. Does this increase suffering or does it increase joy? And decide for ourselves which path we're going to follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei Glenn, for that very inspiring message. And now is the time in our service where we tithe the gift of our treasure. We prosper through the act of giving. Our ministry is supported fully by your tithes, gifts, and love offerings. We're so grateful for all of you. We live in an abundant universe. I invite you to affirm after me our offering blessing. I will speak it once, then ask you to join in. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Together, divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. We give thanks to all of you for being here today to make this service the wonderful service that it is. And I want to give thanks to Jim Nari, our music director, and a special thanks to Terry, who has redone the meditation garden. So you didn't notice. So I must say it looks peaceful there rather than chaotic. So thank you, Terry. We have a few announcements. Charles Fillmore, American Mystic short documentary screening in the Heritage Room at 12:30 p.m. We have the midweek renewal on Wednesday starting at 6:30 with meditation. At 7 o'clock, we will discuss Myrtle Fillmore's How to Let God Help You. This class goes through October 26th and is facilitated by Darren Wells. Next Sunday, ministerial student Michelle Coles from Unity of Westlake will be our speaker. And also the annual pilgrimage to Myrtle Fillmore's birthplace, Pagetown, Ohio, will take place at 1 o'clock. We'll be leaving from here at 12:30. And finally, on Sunday, September 4th, we're going to have a special membership meeting at 1 p.m. Everyone is welcome, but only active members of Unity of Columbus will be able to vote. Let us stand and affirm our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. In closing, let us raise our consciousness, one person, one mind, one heart, one soul at a time, by turning to face one another as we join together in our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth.